I want to, I know I got a real problem. I can't keep my hands off you. I should have you well adjusted before I click you on. But I don't, so bear with me. That's a little bit better. And so, ooh, TMI. TMI. That's what this episode is all about. TMI. It's an episode of my life. And so, in clicking you on, well, I had said I was going to click you on daily, 365 days. But, it's a little difficult to click you on 365 days. But let me try to click you on in the morning. Good afternoon to you. Look at you. Was you waiting on me? Huh? Like she said, were you hanging with me in the morning? Because I did have said that, I was going to hang with you, loving. Well, thank you. I made this. This is Black Obsidian and some other bead. But yeah, I strung this up. And because I'm trying to tap into my chakras. And so it is Wednesday, January the 21st. I tore yesterday away, like yesterday was torn away from us. It was slowly phased out, and now the new day is in. I didn't jot down anything yet for yesterday, but yesterday was a good day. I talked to my brother for 2 whole hours. Cause I had wanted to click you on and talk to you, but I said no, I don't need to be talking to these Facebook. Well, and I've been kind of cheating on Facebook. That's the one that had got me hooked, turned me out into a social media junkie. Yeah, I ain't talked to them in a while. And so then, Facebook, stepped me up and turned me into a YouTube junkie. And now I'm a social media junkie. And, I be using, well, you know me, I be using you as like a self-help therapy. And so I was making notes to myself, and I didn't click you on yesterday, but I'm going to put this away over here. You know where I stick it at? Right over there, I'm going to put that away and jot down some notes. And the plan said was to, share with you. But I was thinking about you. TMI, I just finished Ease in Nature, relieving myself, right? And so you know how they say, squat down, right? So I was, sitting down on the toilet. Why make it hard for myself? So I was sitting down, on the toilet, and I was like, ooh, Father Jehovah. I be talking to God. It seems like that's when I do my most profound thinking, when I'm sitting down on the toilet, right? Because, I had said that we was going to start talking in the bathtub, right? But I didn't feel like sitting down talking, but when I was sitting down, sitting down thinking, talking to God, and it seems like I do my most profound thinking. And I was missing you. And I said, I'm ready to, I said, but I can't click you on. I can't click you on while I'm sitting on the toilet. No. Let me hurry up. So I finished with my duties, my bodily duties, and then, click you on because I wanted to, hang with you a little bit, but mainly hang with myself. Because I'm loving myself, right? And in loving myself, I was begging God again. I say, God, I can't climb the mountains, right? I ain't got no mountains to climb. I said, but can I step up? Well, I should go to the second floor, huh? Can I step up higher to you, Lord? Yeah, right? But no, I ain't do all that. I just got up here to show off my shoes and what I was begging God for. I said, Father Jehovah, I want some burgundy slippers. I want this, I want that, and I have an overabundance of clothes. But so did King Solomon. He was human, I'm human, and if he had it, I'm a beg for it. So I be begging God. Yeah. But I was thinking about this. You know how I be clicking you on because I be on company, somebody to talk to. I was, you know, thinking and, kind of summing up my thoughts and theorizing that as much as I, like to click you on and talk to you and use you as therapy, one day I'm gonna be all right. One day I ain't gonna need your company. No, I'm gonna be like, because yesterday when I wanted your company, I talked to my brother for 2 whole hours on the telephone. Now we have a brother that was born before us, Willie James, right? But he died as an infant. But we forever remember, like if he was still living, because I was talking to my brother and asking him if he was, if our oldest brother, that had died as an infant, if he was still living, what type of relationship do you imagine, we would have? And I was, speculating and guessing, and imagining that I would have hoped to have a very close relationship with my oldest brother. But since that is not to be, has not to be, wasn't to be, I have a very close relationship with my living oldest brother. Yeah, he just turned 63. Yeah. So I was thinking about hanging with you, talk to you, and then, well, actually, I was having a cup of coffee. Hold up. You know that online shopping. Oh my goodness. Let me finish up my coffee with you. I would normally have a sip of coffee with Mr. Y and my husband. But let me have a sip of coffee with you. Yeah, I just be thanking God and, giving God the praise, the honor, and the glory for letting me wake up and, share myself with me, right? And then sharing myself with me, sharing my now self with the future self. So any old excuse would do. I pretty much just got on here just to hang with the future me for when I get bored. Because I'm telling you, scrolling that net. There are certain ones, that I like to hang with. They don't know it, but I be hanging with them, in the mix. I'm a voyeur, peering into other people's lives, right? Seeing what they do. I be entertained by it. But for the most, I need to get out my book. Or turn you off. Or turn you around, should I say. Put you in a bathtub. Lower you down. And we can sit and talk a spell. Right. And so who hanging with me? Okay. Reality just kicked in for me. Okay, two people hanging with me. I don't know who you be and who you are. But I'm guessing, how they say, resonate is something about kismet energy. It's something about, that attraction. It's just something about her, It's just something about him, I suspect we link like that. There's something, and how that algorithm work and how God, I say God got a hand in the algorithm, right? Be pairing people up. Like I said, happen to come across, your line of vision. And let me click on and see what she's talking about, hang with her for a while. But if you've been hanging with me for a while, you know what I be. I just be bored from time to time, you know, just be wanting somebody to hang with. Oh, okay. Well, I'm guessing you was hanging. Well, you probably. I'm thinking like this about you. Like, you come and hang with me, right? And then you pop off, and then you pop on. Kind of playing hopscotch. Like, oh, she ain't talking about nothing. But curiosity killed the cat. But not that it's going to kill any of us. Please let not curiosity take our lives, Father Jehovah. But, um, but curiosity be still in time, right? Be like, I don't wasted 5 minutes of my watching that, right? And so I don't, mean to be a time waster. I just be, I suppose, um, feeling a void of an emptiness I be feeling and the need to sit down and connect with somebody. And I guess I be connecting with you because you, for your part, willingly connect with me, right? And I sure appreciate you for that. I do. But I was thinking, like you hanging with me now, right? It's gonna come a time where I'm not gonna need your comment. You know how I use you for therapy. I'm gonna be fully healed. I'm gonna be whole. I'm gonna be like, I don't need to talk to them folks. No, I don't need to talk to y'all. I don't talk to them with my Lord. I'm good. You know, um, it, there may be a time where felt like I graduated. You know, then like, where's she at? She don't want to come on here no more and be talking. What's she talking about? She ain't talking about nothing. She just be gabbing, right? Me, my whole spiel. I don't be offering anything into the politics, into science, into humanity, other than to be a lost, wandering soul. I need somebody to reach out to, right? Connect to through this device, right? And we be connecting. Like, ain't God good? Ain't God wondrous? And ain't God magnificent? Like, how it is that, see, I don't even know anything about you, right? But how is it that, um, I come across your feed and that you should see me and stop and stare and like give an ear? Look, you wait. Oh, I was gonna say wasting. I don't mean to say wasting, but they do say time is wasted. But time is used. Time is spent. Time is valuable, right? And so we share our valuable resource of time, and you share your valuable resource of time as, sitting down a spell and sharing some of your attention with me. And I don't even know who you be, but yet, you be giving me, share your energy with me. Like, it's something about this. Like, I could just reach out and touch you, right? But I can't. But somehow, some way we are connecting, right? And I was thinking, I need a whole lot of help, don't I? Up here, Well, at least I think I do. I keep evaluating myself and I keep judging myself and I keep thinking, why is it that I be clicking these people on, talking to them? What am I searching for? What am I in need of? Um, like this mental, connection to where our minds are melding, connecting, like, but I don't know nothing about you. And here I be just talking, just gabbing away, spilling the beans about what? I couldn't tell you. About nothing, right? Nothing, of importance and nothing in particular. For some reason, I just be feeling a need to like, ooh, let me click them on and talk to you. But one day, like I said, I ain't gonna, I'm gonna be cured. I'm gonna be cured. Like, I don't had enough. Because I was thinking, as I was, relieving myself, ease of nature, as they say, TMI. I was talking to God. And I was like, God, ain't it enough that I talk to you? Like, I know we we all don't think the same thing, right? But everybody have thoughts, ruminating, running around in the brain, like thoughts that just don't shut off. Like, do you ever shut the fuck up? Do you ever be quiet? Because I was listening to a fellow talk about a horse. And I got the vibe and the feel like a horse. Ooh, a horse, right? That's a whole, imagine a horse being a whole human brain, right? It's receptive to, you know, the human body. You know, it picks up, it reads. Like antennas, you know, it's acutely aware, right, of the human movements, the human tone, the human speech. And so I heard him say, whisper. See, I'm a loud person, and I'm a loud person by default. And that default be that I was born with a defective eardrum, a prolapse eardrum. And so, you know, I'm basically deaf in my right ear. Um, and I say blessed. I say blessed because I said, how do you sleep with two good ears? I said, Father Jehovah, thank you for giving me only one good ear. I be at work with my ear plugged on, I be listening to music, and then when somebody says something, I gotta take this out because this ear don't work. You know, disrupt my music. What you say? Right. But I suppose if I had two good ears, and then I wouldn't have to take this ear, you know, my earplug out, my music earplug out, take it out. I could turn this ear. And what you said? Right? Two good working ears. I said, Father Jehovah, thank you for not giving me two good working ears. Because when I lay myself down and go to sleep, I sleep like this, right? Oh, wait, I don't hear nothing. I'm like, because if I lay down and go to sleep right here, I still hear noise. I have to sleep in silence, right? Silence. Yeah. So how do people with two good ears manage to get some sleep and, you know, so the brain shuts off the noise? And it's amazing how the brain works, that the brain actually shuts off noise. Like, oh, he was sound asleep, didn't hear a word. Banging going on. Like sometimes you sleeping, right? You hear a bang, boom, you wake up because the brain is still wired to the reception of sound. But then the brain is so magnificent, you be sound asleep, you hear a big boom, slept like a baby, ain't heard nothing because the brain, like, ain't it something how good God is? Well, I was just reflecting upon the goodness of the Lord, you know, and I just wanted to give my testimony before Angel and them to, you know, give my testimony before the Lord, you know, like God, I be wondering about you, God, and you know, I suppose this, you know, count as my little praise church time, giving honor, reverence, and glory to the Lord, to the Creator of the universe. Yeah, so this is what we're gonna start meeting up at. I'm gonna try to get you out the bathroom. I'm just comfortable right here, right now. Spring come. We're gonna go outside in the backyard and be in the garden. Oh, and soaking up the sun. We're gonna have church time back there. It'd be nice. Hang with you in spring. Yeah. Do some gardening. You know, if I stay out your face, I can do some crafting. Cause I got some raffia paper. I was gonna do. If I turn you off and turn you back on and show you some of my projects. I got a myriad of projects, undone projects. You know, it's a whole lot of stuff I want to get to, and then a whole lot of stuff I got started, but I didn't complete. Yeah. But I suppose when I'm done working and I reach full retirement age, I'm gonna get to all my craft, and I sure am, and I sure is. Yep, I'm gonna just wake up and I'm just doing this and doing this and doing this. But now when I come home from work, I be too tired. Like, I'll do it later. It'll be there. All right, I just want a moment to return. Thanks for hanging with me. I was just thinking about something else, but I'll talk with you later. Love you, bye.